All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are jumping into a really profound narrative of power, pride, and paradox, straight from the book of Ezekiel. It's a story where human ambition runs headfirst into a divine plan. So let's just start with a puzzle, a question that sits right at the very heart of this Gog-Magog prophecy. It's really all about perspective, and once you see it, it changes absolutely everything about how you understand what's about to happen. To really get this, we have to look at the setting. I mean, this is the stage for the entire drama. A restored people living in what seems like peace, but it's a peace that is intentionally, deeply vulnerable. The source material describes this place as a land of unwalled villages. Now just think about that for a second. No walls, no gates, no bars to lock. From a purely military point of view, this isn't just a weakness, it is a massive, glaring tactical blunder. It's practically a giant neon sign that says, "Attack here." And that right there, that's the central paradox. What looks like a catastrophic mistake to us, to human eyes, is, within this story's logic, a deliberately set stage. This vulnerability isn't some accident. It's the bait in a divine trap, one that's designed for a much, much larger purpose. Of course, every trap needs bait, and every stage needs its main actor. So who steps into this perfectly prepared scene? An archetypal predator named Gog, who leads a force described as a powerful northern gale. Gog's motivation? It's simple, it's timeless, it's pure greed. He sees this undefended land, peaceful and prosperous, and that predatory instinct just kicks in. He cooks up what the text calls an evil scheme, a plan to just roll in and seize this incredible opportunity for plunder. And he is not acting alone, not by a long shot. He puts together this massive international coalition, pulling forces from the far north, from the east, and even from the south. The whole goal is to create a horde so enormous, so overwhelming, that it will literally cover the land like a cloud. Okay, let's really dig into this, because this right here is the crucial turning point. This is where the entire narrative pivots from a story about human conquest to a story about divine orchestration. See, Gog thinks he's the master of his own destiny, the brilliant strategist making all the moves. But the text gives us this incredible image. It says his own ambition, his own evil scheme, is actually like a hook in the jaw, a force that is co-opting his greed and pulling him irresistibly toward a showdown he didn't actually choose, and an end he can't possibly imagine. This contrast really shows you the two competing plans that are happening at the same time. You've got Gog's plan, right? It's all about stuff, plunder, power, earthly dominion. But then you have this divine plan, and its goals are completely different. It's about revelation, about purification, and about the ultimate vindication of sovereignty. Gog is just a pawn in a much bigger game. So, what happens when Gog's very human plan slams into this divine architecture? Well, the conflict shifts dramatically. It stops being a typical human battle and just transforms into this moment of cosmic judgment. The intervention is systematic and it is total. It's this awesome, terrifying display. Not just one thing, but a cataclysm on multiple fronts. First, the ground itself rebels with a massive earthquake. Then, a psychological plague hits, mass confusion, and the invading army actually turns on itself. Then disease and pestilence sweep through the ranks. And finally, the sky itself opens up, raining down hailstones, fire, and brimstone. The defeat is designed to be unmistakably supernatural. And the aftermath of this battle is just as strategic as the battle itself. It focuses on this powerful theme of ironic reversal and this need for a kind of ritual cleansing. And the irony here is just profound. The plunderers who came to feast on the wealth of the land, well, they become the plundered. Their bodies are served up in what the text graphically calls a banquet of judgment for the birds of the air and the beasts of the fields. The sheer scale of Gog's defeated army is, well, it's staggering. For 7 years, the people used the invaders' abandoned weapons, the bows, the arrows, the shields, as a source of fuel. The very tools of conflict are transformed into sources of warmth and peace. And get this, it takes 7 months of a full-on nationwide effort just to bury the dead. That gives you a sense of the immense size of the coalition Gog had put together and just the totality of its destruction. So you have this sense of absolute finality, a a cleansing so complete it takes years. But the story, it doesn't just end there in Ezekiel. Its core ideas, rebellion, judgment, they echo all the way to the end of the New Testament, in the book of Revelation. And in Revelation, we see the exact same pattern emerge, a great rebellion after a long period of peace. But here, the judgment is even more swift, even more final. Instead of a long, drawn-out battle, fire from heaven instantly devours the rebels. It brings this whole recurring theme to its ultimate, decisive end.
So what's the crucial point here? It's that both of these narratives, written centuries apart, are serving the exact same purpose: the total, public, undeniable vindication of divine sovereignty. It's so that all the nations will finally know who is truly in control.
And this leaves us with a final, really provocative question, one that this ancient narrative is still asking us today. It's a question about the nature of power, about strategy, and about the plans we make. It really forces us to wonder, when does our greatest ambition become the very instrument of our own downfall?